If you receive Social Security, SSI, or disability benefits, there are a few small actions that can quietly trigger red flags in the system, and many people don't realize it until their payment is delayed, reduced, or suddenly reviewed. I want to walk you through exactly what those red flags are, why they matter right now, and most importantly, what you should do to protect the benefits you rely on every single month. Now let's talk about why this matters so much. For millions of Americans, Social Security isn't just extra money. It's the money that pays for groceries, rent, medication, utilities, and everyday living expenses. For retirees, widows, disabled workers, and many caregivers, this monthly payment is the foundation of financial stability. That's why even a small disruption can create a lot of stress. A delayed payment can mean worrying about how to cover bills. A review of your record can mean weeks of uncertainty while you wait for answers. And here's the important part that many people don't realize. The Social Security system relies heavily on automated checks. These checks look for certain changes or inconsistencies in your information. When something unusual appears, the system may flag the account for review. Most of the time, these flags are not because someone did something wrong. They happen because information changed and the system was not updated quickly enough. But once a review begins, it can slow down payments or require additional verification. That's why understanding these red flags now can save you from serious headaches later. Let's start with one of the most common triggers: address changes. Moving to a new home may seem like a simple life event, but if the Social Security Administration does not have your correct address on file, important letters and notices may never reach you. Sometimes those letters include requests for information or verification. If the agency does not receive a response within the deadline, your benefits could be temporarily paused until the situation is resolved. Here's where things get complicated. Many people assume that updating their address with the post office automatically updates their address with Social Security. It does not. These are two completely separate systems. So if you move, even if it's just across town or into a new apartment, you should update your address directly with the Social Security Administration as soon as possible. You can do this online through your Social Security account or by contacting your local office. That one small step can prevent a lot of unnecessary problems. Another red flag that can affect benefits is changes in income. This is especially important for people receiving SSI or disability benefits. SSI has strict income and resource limits. If the system detects income that was not reported, such as part-time work, financial gifts, or changes in household support, it may trigger a review. Sometimes people accept help from family members without realizing it could affect their eligibility. For example, if a relative begins paying part of your rent or regularly giving financial support, the Social Security Administration may consider that assistance when calculating your benefit amount. That doesn't mean the help is illegal or wrong, but it does mean it should be reported so your records stay accurate. When income changes are reported early, adjustments can be made smoothly. When they are discovered later through data matching, the situation can become more complicated. This brings us to another issue many seniors encounter: bank account changes. If you switch banks or open a new account and forget to update your direct deposit information, your payment may be delayed or sent to the wrong place. Most payments arrive electronically now, which is usually reliable, but the system needs the correct routing number and account number. Even a small mistake in those numbers can cause your payment to bounce back to the government before it reaches you. If you ever change banks, update your direct deposit information immediately through your Social Security account or by contacting the agency directly. Now let's talk about something that surprises many retirees: returning to work. Some retirees decide to take part-time jobs after retirement. Maybe it's to stay active. Maybe it's to help with rising costs. But depending on your age and earnings, working while receiving benefits can affect how much you receive. If you are below full retirement age and earn more than the allowed limit, part of your benefit may be temporarily withheld. This rule catches many people off guard because they assume once retirement benefits begin, the amount stays fixed. That's not always the case. The good news is that these reductions are not permanent. Once you reach full retirement age, the Social Security Administration recalculates your benefits and credits back the withheld months. But it's still important to understand how the rule works so you can plan ahead. Another area that sometimes triggers red flags is identity verification. Unfortunately, fraud and identity theft have become more common in recent years. Because of this, the Social Security Administration periodically performs security checks. Sometimes this involves verifying personal information or confirming your identity through additional steps. If you ever receive a legitimate notice asking you to verify information, respond promptly. Ignoring the request can delay payments while the system waits for confirmation. However, this brings up something very important. Scams. Sadly, scammers often target seniors by pretending to be from Social Security. They may call claiming your benefits will be suspended unless you provide personal information immediately. Remember this rule. The Social Security Administration will never call you unexpectedly and demand payment, gift cards, or bank information over the phone. If someone pressures you for that information, it is almost certainly a scam. Hang up immediately and contact Social Security through their official phone number or website. Protecting your personal information is one of the most important ways to safeguard your benefits. Now let's talk about another issue that many caregivers and family members need to understand. Representative payees. If you manage benefits for a parent, spouse, or disabled family member, you may be responsible for reporting changes that affect their eligibility. This includes living arrangements, income changes, and major financial events. Sometimes caregivers assume these details are minor and do not need to be reported. But even small changes can affect benefit calculations. Keeping accurate records and reporting changes quickly helps prevent future complications. Now here's something encouraging. Most Social Security issues are completely preventable, and the steps to protect yourself are actually very simple. First, review your Social Security information regularly. If you have not already created a My Social Security account online, consider doing so. This account allows you to see your benefit information, update personal details, and monitor your payment history. Second, report major life changes promptly. This includes moving, getting married or divorced, changes in income, or changes in work status. Third, keep important documents organized. Your Social Security letters, bank information, and benefit statements should be stored in a safe place where you can easily access them. Fourth, stay alert to scams and protect your personal information. Never give sensitive details to anyone who contacts you unexpectedly. And finally, communicate with family members or caregivers about your benefits. Sometimes the people closest to you can help notice changes or prevent mistakes before they happen. Here's the key thing to remember. Most benefit disruptions happen not because someone did something wrong, but because information wasn't updated in time. A small update today can prevent a big problem later. And if you ever feel unsure about something, it's always better to ask questions early rather than wait until an issue appears. Your Social Security benefits represent decades of work, contributions, and dedication. You earned these benefits. They are designed to support you in retirement, during disability, or after the loss of a spouse. Taking a few minutes to review your information and stay informed helps ensure that support continues without interruption. So after watching this, consider taking one simple step. Log into your Social Security account, review your information, and make sure everything is accurate and up to date. That one action can protect the income you rely on every month. Because the goal isn't just receiving benefits, the goal is making sure those benefits remain stable, secure, and available when you need them most. You deserve that peace of mind. Stay informed, stay careful, and always protect the benefits you worked your whole life to earn.